Hello, I wanted to provide some updates on our district science fair. There were some slight changes that were made. So this video is just a real quick overview of what is expected from kinder through 5th and also the changes that were made for this coming science fair. So just a real quick reminder of where to find the information. You could go to our Sceince Share folder, which is located under Elementary and Secondary Curriculum. Go into Elementary, find our Science Curriculum folder, and we do have a folder that is titled Science Fair. So, once you click on Science Fair, all the information that you need will be here. You have your instructions for students who do not participate, and that's the new part this year. We have our rubrics, our score sheets, our student packets. An email was sent out to the campuses a few weeks ago stating that packets should have been sent out last week. If they have not been sent out, please ensure that they are sent out this week, as our curriculum, our lesson plans are starting our students off this coming Friday. That will be November 2nd. The students in all grade levels should already be starting their project this Friday, November 2nd. Therefore, packets need to be sent out prior. If you look in student packets, we do have them by grade level. It gives all the information they need, dimensions, and of course the rubric that they will be graded on. Okay, so the biggest change that we had for this year was that all students from grades 2 through 5 are required to turn in a product, whether it's a project or a research paper. So, in the past, we have sent home projects over the Christmas break, and we could never make this mandatory because we were not providing material. We were not providing the actual material for them to do the project. But this year, what we are requiring, because we are investing time, from starting this Friday, November 2nd, until we go on our Christmas break, the students are going to be given 30 minutes every Friday to start doing research, start developing their project. The work, the actual model or the experiment will be done at home, but we are providing them time in class to do the research. So since we are affording so much time, we need to hold all students accountable. So they have the option to either do the project or they will be turning in a research paper. So here we have two templates. We have a Science Fair experiment template and the Science Fair research template. So in grades 2 through 3, we have the research or the model. So what they would be turning in would look like this. This is just a template for them to follow. Their title page, they still need to have a purpose, a problem, a hypothesis, their research, and then some discussion, conclusion, and then application. What we're asking that is if the kids do not have a means of creating a model at home, that's okay. They can draw a picture of the model instead. And then of course their sources. So for those students who do not bring back a model or do not bring back a project after the break, they will still be responsible to turn in this paper. So what we've recommended is this paper can be given to all students because it's the same information. It will guide them to do their actual project. So if all students fill out this paper, at the end, those students that do the project will just transfer this information onto their project board. So all students should be given this because all students are going to be accountable to do something, to turn in something on January 14th, which is a day that projects are due to the campuses. So again, all students will be accountable. They're either doing a project with a model or they're doing the research paper. The same thing for 4th and 5th grade. So this is 2nd and 3rd grade. So this is for 4th and 5th grade. It's the same thing. You can give all students this paper. The black is the different components that they need. The blue will be where they fill in their information, and it does give them some guiding information so they know how to fill that out. But it's the same. So for 4th and 5th grade, if they are not going to complete a project, if they're not going to do an experiment, which again, we cannot make them do the project, they are still going to be accountable for turning in information because, again, the same. They're given several Fridays in a row in class where they're allowed to do research. So we need to make sure that we are holding them accountable. So pretty much the same thing. We do ask that they give variables, independent and dependent, as if they were going to do the project. They could do a drawing or give pictures of what the project would have looked like. And again, these are for kids who may not have the means, or the parent is not going to invest the time in helping them at home. So just to make sure, again, that everybody is held accountable for turning in something. Let's see, just a real quick reminder, we do have a Sceince Fair parent letter in here, and this is just something letting them know that the Sceince Fair is coming up. It will be held on January the 24th. Projects are due on January 14th to the campuses. And then this right here, you would update this date to reflect the day in which you want their their permission slip to be turned in. This is just giving them their permission, getting a commitment from the parent that they're going to be working on the fair. We do have it in English and Spanish. Just remember that the highlighted date needs to be adjusted to the needs of your campus. And we also have the dates and info. This just gives you a timeline of, for example, October 22nd through the 26th should have been when the packets went home. And starting this Friday, it's letting you know that the kids are going to be given time every Friday to work. So what we recommend is introduction of the fair. You would introduce the model, the model packet to second and third, the experiment or the invention to fourth and fifth, letting them kind of get a feel for what is going to be expected. And then you can say, okay, the following Friday, looking back at what is required, go to student packets, and I'll look at second grade. So I would say, okay, by the time you come back the following Friday, which is going to be November 9th, you need to already have a topic. What is it that you want your project or your model to be about? Then you would say, okay, let me look at the following Friday, November 16th. By then you should have a purpose. Your purpose would be your topic. So the following Friday would be your problem. So the student has to have their problem ready. Then they're doing more research. Okay, so the following Friday, which is the 30th, you need to have your hypothesis. And then the following Friday. And so what we're really doing is we're breaking it down for the students so that it's not just a go home, do this at home. We're guiding them step by step. You're coming up with your purpose. You're coming up with your problem. You're coming up with your hypothesis. It's just kind of guiding them and organizing it to ensure that the students know exactly what they should be doing. Again, we do have our rubrics here. The students should be able to see this. And we do recommend that the campuses, when you're having your campus fairs, that you do use our rubrics and our score sheets to judge your projects. The reason for that is that sometimes campuses send similar projects to the district fair, and one might say, well, why is that one better than mine? It's the exact same. Right, but you need to make sure that you're scoring your projects based on what we are going to be scoring. So if you align your score sheets and your rubrics to what we're going to be doing at the fair, you have a better chance of getting a first, second, or third place. Everything you need is here. If you have any additional questions, please let me know. Just a real quick again on the timelines. Projects are due to the campus on January 14th. All projects, that's research or actual projects, and January 15th through the 18th should be your campus fair judging. We need to know your finalists by January 21st. And the actual Sceince Fair will be held January 24th at Rafael Cantu Junior High. The only students that will be attending are 2nd through 5th grade. You have your top project from kinder and first. So you're sending one project from kinder, one project from first. Your top 2 from 2nd, your top 2 from 3rd, your top 2 from 4th and 5th experiment, so 2 from 4th grade experiment, 2 from 5th grade experiment, and then 2 from invention. It can be a combination of 4th and 5th. It could be 1 4th, 1 5th, 2 4th, 2 5th, but only top 2 invention combined. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If you scroll down a little bit further, there are some examples. These are not mandatory. These are just ways of getting teachers and students thinking about the projects that they could possibly do. Again, if you have any questions, please contact our department and we'll be happy to clarify any questions or concerns you may have. Thank you.